Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here, price is hanging out near resistance. This is the highest highs we've seen over ever, and over the last year here, we've gotten up to this zone a couple of times and pulled back each time. We're now approaching that zone again, right in that area. In the previous session, price was able to push beyond 3,000 and hold the entire day, just kind of sitting up there. Today 3,000 is the low, and it's holding and trading completely above that, heading into RTH open. And again, as I've mentioned before, the flow right now is to the upside, but we are against major resistance up here, which has certainly turned price back down over time. The last couple times we do have another FOMC meeting coming up, not tomorrow, Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, the following Wednesday next week. So it would not be out of the question to see price trade up here to end the month near these highs and then see that FOMC key level come out. So again, we could see more sideways to up price action. And short term, that 29.80 kind of important right now. Previous month's close, staying above that level and approaching the previous month's high at the moment. So more near-term strength likely to be seen, sideways to up type of price action as we head into next week. We'll see how price responds when it tests, or should it test, the previous month's high. Here's the NQ. Alright, with the NQ here, again, similar price action, trending up, a nice pullback into the Pima trigger zone. It pushed back above that 79.25 level by the end of the day and was holding higher above that zone. Again, very similar price action here to the ES as it continues higher, approaching the previous month's high. It's already tested that zone and pulled back briefly. Perhaps this one gets it into the key range high. 80.51 is that high, all-time high up there. Again, we're up here into this area of resistance where price has turned down a couple of times already. We have that FOMC meeting coming up next week, and we could certainly see a little bit more sideways to up price action as we head into that Wednesday afternoon report. So again, overall, still trending higher. Right now, things are pushing up. Holding above 78.50 suggests more near-term strength ahead. So we could be looking at more upside in the NQ. With crude oil here, this one continues to compress in a very, very narrow range. You can see down here the 5-day ADR is very narrow. If I were to put it on a 10 or 20-day look back, it would also be narrow. This market is just compressing right now. It looks like it is range bound ahead of next week. While it could see a little bit of movement to the upside, 55s have been very strong resistance. It has had higher lows as well. So we could see more price action between 53 and 55 over the next week as this thing heads into the FOMC. Above 55 could, cause a little bit of a squeeze here, but again, that's a strong high right there in a part of the season that is typically bearish. So I would say any pop could be a selling opportunity from a lower high perspective. So again, still range bound, not expecting a whole lot. If we do pop, it could be an opportunity to push this thing back down. Again, the seasonality for this one is a bearish Q4 heading into the middle of December. We have gold here compressing as well. It looks very similar to the crude oil chart, rounded top type of behavior, still holding that big time LVN at 1465. Very compressed price action. The range day to day has been very narrow. Right now, another 8-point range, just like yesterday heading into this time, about 40% of ADR. We could be looking at, again, more compression. This thing could trade, again, between 1465 and 1525 anytime over the next week or two and still be inside the range waiting for directional conviction. Obviously, the overall trend is up. Holding 65s here suggests more long-term strength, but a failure to hold 1465 would open up a return perhaps as deep as the next LVM below, which is 1375. So while we could see more range-bound action at some point, we will watch these edges for a breakout to see which way we go here. Obviously, everything still continues to point to the upside, but 1465 is a big-time LVN to continue to watch. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.